listen, you can't say you're going to know truly what the maximum value of a property is by showing it to fewer people. It's a very hard argument.
Right.
This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 363 of The Real Word.
Word is up. I feel like you're talking at like the 1.5%. Like, are you
Listen to these pods at 1.5 times. I do that
so
with
now
all
you're just like, that's how you live your life? Like,
I try to save people time. And so we're going to try to do that here by getting right into it.
ruh-roh.
Uh, so here's the deal, Nicole.
Yes.
Lisa Chinati, she was out on Friday's Knowledge Brokers Podcast. Knowledge Brokers Podcast, by the way, if you're interested, it's a separate YouTube channel. But me, Tom Toole, Lisa Chinati, we do the weekly show on Fridays. Okay. Still love this show. This is my favorite show, doing this one with you.
Sure.
But Lisa's out. Me and Tom were talking about some discussions. There's this LinkedIn post that we wanted to cover. I mean, it's relevant information, so we cover it. Okay. The LinkedIn post is titled "Compass Exclusive Almost Became a $100,000 Mistake." We write, this is a consumer, Caitlin Bigelow. By the way, Caitlin Bigelow commented on this. We'll get to that on this Instagram post, this clip from the podcast. So we cover the story. I'll bring everybody up to speed if you're listening to this for the first time and like, what are we talking about here? $100,000 mistake, Compass Exclusive. I'll just break it down real quick.
Please do, because I need the information too.
But then we're going to get into the comments that happen afterwards on the Instagram clip that we posted from the podcast. Okay.
Yep.
So I guess we'll just start at the beginning and bring everybody to speed. Caitlin Bigelow, who is a consumer, she hired a Compass agent. She makes this post after the experience on LinkedIn. My husband and I made the decision to sell our San Francisco home to build missing middle housing. So she wants to develop real estate. She's like, I got an expensive San Francisco condo. I'll sell this. I'll use the money to kind of go after what I'm thinking about doing. So they're in contract, San Francisco. And she writes, I'm grinning while I write this, but we almost made a $100,000 mistake. I've never been in a situation where people of means are competing to buy something I own. Okay. The twists, the 11th hour surprises, blah, 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 blah. She goes on to write, my husband and I had a magic number in mind. Nicole, we know most sellers have a magic number.
I love the magic numbers.
It's whether the listing agent, the person pitching for the listing, whatever, gets the magic number out of them or not.
Yeah.
To understand kind of what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Price conversation can be lost very
first
quickly.
of all, make sure you ask your seller what their number is before, like, I don't think many agents are asking sometimes, which is why they're not getting it from their seller.
Hey, thank you so much for taking time to listen to the pod. I'm going to get you right back. Talking about Tom and Lisa here in today's pod. I do the Knowledge Brokers podcast with them. If you want to hang out with us, we're actually doing a workshop at Lisa's headquarters in Massachusetts. I'll throw the link down here. It's at her headquarters. It's bamworkshop.live. I'll throw the link. Come hang out with us May 15th. Enjoy the rest of the pod. Or they're giving one number and the seller doesn't hear anything after, right?
Yeah.
Like price is a strategy. There's 3 components to price. It's aspirational, it's comp-based pricing, it's event-like pricing. Like there's 3 levels to it. There's always been 3 levels to how you price a property. There's no perfect price. Ask the right questions, obviously, to get the right number or to get their number. They have a number. Doesn't mean it's the right number. So this consumer had a magic number. Okay. Now, she writes this in quotes. There's not a comp out there that supports this number. We need to set expectations appropriately. This is coming from her agent. Our realtor sat us down and had a heart to heart. Quote, there's not a comp. By the way, I don't know how there's not a comp for a condo. There's more than one condo in San Francisco. Condos are like easy to comp, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, I mean, there's not really comps for high street. Except high street.
They are high street. It's called the other condos in the building.
The other condos in the complex.
Oh, but I did special countertops. I know you did.
Yeah, of course.
We'll account for it.
And I have solar panels and
views inside of, certain units are going to be different than others. All that comes into account, of course.
Anyway.
Okay. So they didn't have and listen, these things happen when you sell, like sometimes there are no true comps. Like these things happen. At our realtor's suggestion.
Well, they're saying no comps to support that number.
To
I
support
don't
her
think
number.
it's saying no comps. I think it's just to say to support that number.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. I've got this aspirational number. The market hasn't met it yet. Totally agree.
Yeah.
So she goes on to write, at our realtor's suggestion, we listed our home on Compass Private Exclusive, an off-market option that quietly shares your home with Compass connected buyers before it hits MLS or the Zillow. We agreed, why not test the waters? They had 2 private showings, Nicole. Someone wanted to submit a number. They submitted it at their magic number. I want to get to the reaction from the industry. That's what we're really here to talk about. So let me just fast forward. 2 showings, 1 buyer makes an offer. It's in at the magic number. They're like, wow, this is crazy. Turns out the buyer had doubts. The buyer's like, wait a minute. This property hasn't been tested versus the market. Is it really worth this much? The buyer started questioning the number that they submitted an offer on. There's like, they were trying to, there's no, they back out. So the sellers then publish the listing on the MLS. They feed it to Zillow. By the way, Compass Exclusive's not going to be able to do that formula if you go exclusive first in the future. Obviously, lawsuits, all these kind of stuff is going to happen around that. I don't think Zillow's going to bend. But anyways, 6 days after being on Zillow, Nicole, they get $100,000 above the magic number. She writes on LinkedIn, long live the free market. So Tom and I go over the story. Listen, I got no problem. Compass agents, for some reason, these comments, people didn't watch the full pod. That'll probably happen with this one too. Haley will clip something out.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the whole pod, so.
Somebody will get offended. I get it. But
well, I think even if people watch everyone's always offended these days. So you just like, you have to expect that.
I'm fine with it.
I mean,
totally
people offend
fine
me
with
all
it.
the time, and it's heartbreaking.
I'll smoke a cigar, jump in my hot tub, and sleep beautiful at night. Like I don't care. That's fine. But the comments were all over. So we share this clip on, by the way, let's play the clip that we share.
This Compass exclusive story that came out on LinkedIn nearly cost the home seller $100,000. In her post, they listed this property and they had a magic number in mind. The agent sat them down, told them there weren't any comps to support the price, and suggested listing their home on Compass Private Exclusive. 2 showings later, the buyer came in, offered the magic number, but then she thought about it and said, if only 2 people saw it and we hit the magic number, what if 50 people saw it? Then these people listed on the MLS. 6 days later, a buyer offered $100,000 more than the magic number that the previous buyer had backed out of.
This is where Compass agents will need to be very careful. The consumer said, at our agent's suggestion, we listed our home on Compass Private Exclusive, an off-market option that quietly shares your home with Compass connected buyers before it hits Zillow or the MLS. So at the agent's suggestion, as opposed to we decided to.
The value here for the knowledge brokers listening is that no matter what company you're working for, you got to know how to present at the listing appointment. Pre-qualification before the appointment is one of the critical steps to success, so you know what you're walking into and can play offense and win the business, because that's really what we're talking about here.
So Nicole, this clip on Instagram on the Now BAM account.
Yeah.
The only metric at BAM that we even, so if you're thinking about your own social game, the only metric you should pay attention to is shares.
Yeah, you guys killed it.
If it's getting shared, it's working. Okay, because there's conversation happening outside of the comment section. Because if somebody's sharing it with somebody in a text message or in a DM, they're having a one-off conversation about it. That's content that's actually working. 807 shares on this piece. So Compass agents have an opinion about what we said. Everybody's got an opinion about this topic right now. This is the biggest topic in real estate. And so listen, if you listen to the whole pod, I say, I don't have a problem with Compass having a business model. I know, like, I'm going to speak at the gathering in Colorado Springs. I'm going to miss your charity event.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on a panel with James Dwiggin, who is very much pro CCP. I'm not saying CCP is not the best method for sellers. What I'm saying is, like, I'm not going to begrudge Compass agents for having a business model. I actually think what they're promoting out there, it probably gets a lot of conversations started. This like 3-phase marketing strategy, Compass exclusive coming soon, then public market portals, public websites. I think they're positioning themselves on social very smart. I think they're doing a great job. So I've got no problem, Compass agents, having a business model. The discussion around is the best thing for the consumer is a different discussion. Any business model that's legal, NAR hasn't made it not legal.
Yeah.
Now you can't go on Zillow anymore. You can't listen. They're making a business decision, a business model, and I don't blame them. Okay, like if it's legal and you're making a business model decision, I'm not going to hate you for it. Okay,
Right.
so, but there's a lot of different comments, Nicole. We got an article on BAM that you can check out. If you don't want to like go through all of the comments, the article kind of summarizes some of them. I know you picked out a couple. I'll start with one here that Vanessa picked out for the article. KirbAppeal _ on IG says Curb with a B. I mean, with an I, not a U. I don't even know how to spell Curb. KIRB appeal _
This is fun. Keep going.
says, nice try. It's always the seller's decision. It feels like a fast talking AI generated post. Next up. I mean, listen, Tom's like, dude, we shoot live on Fridays. I mean, the last thing we're doing is AI generated. And if you listen to the whole pod, you understand like, hey, I got no problem with your business model. The point is, the seller made a decision with the information that they had available to them.
Correct.
Of course, it's always the seller's decision. What information is given to them? My point about this is EXP right now is having people sign a basic, like a disclosure, big time disclaimer form saying, hey, a lot of risk involved with showing a few people, not everybody, your property. There's just a lot of risk there.
Right.
So when you say to a seller, like, you can test the market and there's some stats, some cutesy stat going on that, hey, you could get more money for this. 90% of the home plus that go through Compass exclusive go to MLS, and then to Zillow. Zillow saying you're not going to be able to do that anymore. Why are 90+% going that direction after showing it to just a few? Well, because they didn't like the response that just a few gave them.
Right.
The magic number wasn't hit, whatever.
Well, it's interesting though too, because in this situation, it was the buyer that doubted it, not the seller. So again,
that's what's most interesting. Continue with that because I find that the most interesting.
It really like the seller was thrilled with the number. It was the buyer that doubted the fact that that was actually what it was worth. So it's interesting because I think everybody is feeling like this is for the buyer, right? Like it has to be out there for the buyer. I don't know. It's very interesting that the seller was fine with it.
Nicole,
It was the buyer
limited
that then doubted it.
information.
Yeah.
Limited information creates uncertainty, hesitation.
Yeah.
What's going on right now with the economy? People have no information on like, hey, are the tariffs going to happen or not?
Yeah.
Are we on a 90-day pause or not?
Or if they do happen, how is it going to affect me? I think is what they're mostly, in my opinion, concerned about.
Limited information creates people say, I'm going to do nothing. This buyer is just like, hey, cold feet. I'm the only person there were only 2 of us that saw the house.
Yeah.
And I'm the one crazy enough to pay this number.
Well, poor guy. I mean, he would have gotten a steal, it sounds like.
When do people get the most money for the house? When everybody's bidding on it.
Right.
Okay. When there's all this confidence happening in the market, they're confident enough to create a bidding war, and because they can see into the future. Ann Shumbo comments, shout out to Ann, that, listen, I've known Ann for a long time. Love Ann. Most companies have some properties that are exclusive to their brand and off market where the client doesn't want to go on the MLS. And that's why I'm surprised everyone is making a fuss over Compass. It's nothing new. It's just the way they branded it. Compass exclusive, great branding. Any agent in their mind would educate their buyer on the pluses and minuses. The buyer, of course, is going to be probably educated on like, hey, not true test to the market.
Right. Well, you would hope. I mean, it sounded like though she was kind of getting cold feet with it too and was a little relieved that the
The seller in
buyer
San Francisco.
that the buyer
Yeah,
backed out.
my point is, it all comes down to how the seller is being pitched.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say, listen, you can't say you're going to know truly what the maximum value of a property is by showing it to fewer people. It's a very hard argument.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean that you can't get a magic number. And by the way, your magic number might be $100,000 less than what the market would bear. You could get a magic number in a exclusive offering, but you can't say to the seller that we're going to know exactly how high this thing could go because you're just not truly testing it. Listen, I also think coming soon gives you about as much information as or pretty close to as much information as exclusive.
Of course.
Like, man, if you're not getting many calls or
Yeah.
texts or email about a property and it coming soon, then you're probably missing price a little bit.
For sure.
If there's not people begging to be first, then when are they actually waiting to set up the tours? There's probably not a lot of, interest. You can test this thing on 14 days coming soon. Most relevant MLSs today have a coming soon feature. If your MLS doesn't have coming soon, nobody there's thinking about tomorrow. They're not relevant thinkers. You should probably send them an email. Wake up, MLS. Like, this is the world we live in. Let's get it together. Nicole, you had a comment that stuck out to you.
Oh boy, did I? I don't know. I was just reading. I feel like I was reading them all because I like the ones that criticize you guys because then it makes me feel real anxious.
Well, here's one from Tommy Pistana. You guys literally have no idea the point of a private exclusive.
That was one.
Give it a few more months and every brokerage will follow the same path as Compass.
And I guess I didn't.
Zillow, and
I
then
didn't
says
know what
Zillow
that
is
meant.
bluffing. Okay. By the way, I don't think Zillow's bluffing. So maybe I'll be dead wrong on that. A lot of these predictions that I put out here, I don't get them wrong a lot. You've seen me replay my predictions over and over again, clip them out. Maybe this one, Tommy, will be one that you can pull out and be like, was totally dead wrong. By the way,
Yeah.
neither of us know for sure. I've been pretty right on a lot of this stuff for a long time. Zillow is bluffing. What incentive would Zillow have to say, oh, Compass, let me help you build a competing portal? Like, Compass's end game is to get traffic to their website. Again, they're doing legal things.
Wait, can we just
I don't
clarify?
blame them.
I feel like maybe I'm like 19 steps behind. But a Compass exclusive, only Compass agents have access to, and only Compass agents can show it.
Here's the thing. A Compass exclusive is going on there, maybe not all of them, but there's, a lot of these listings are going on their website. You go on Compass and they're driving traffic to their website.
Okay. So
Okay.
I, as a non-Compass agent, can see it and show it as long as I go to their Compass website to see it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Nicole, let me just,
I get it.
Zillow's listing standard. If you do a brokerage exclusive, what they would call what they call, and listen, I'm just telling you what they say.
Yeah.
Zillow's standard is if you do a true brokerage exclusive, you sign an exclusive listing that's not going to be public and marketed. You share it with just the brokerage internally. There's no public marketing component to it. And then they say, we want to go MLS Zillow. You can do that per
Okay.
Zillow's new listing standards.
Yeah.
But the minute you start publicly listing it a la compass.com as a Compass exclusive, what Zillow is saying is you're not coming onto Zillow. Okay. Now, Zillow has no incentive for compass.com to become, to pass Redfin, to pass realtor.com, to start competing with Zillow on the portal. Like, listen, that's their business model. Right now, they're following DOJ hasn't weighed in and said, the exclusives are hurting buyers, some rumors that they might.
I
But
don't know.
nobody
I mean,
stepped
maybe
in.
this article will.
Nobody stepped in and made any of these business models that are taking formation legal or illegal. So opinions are just that. Now, do I have any idea of the point of private exclusive? Of course I do. I know exactly what Compass says is the point of the private exclusive. The ability to test the market. You don't put days on market. I get it. I totally get it. My whole thing here is, do the sellers understand that when you get those are real offers?
Yeah.
I can set the floor of what my market value is worth from an investor standpoint. I can generate 4 offers on my house, on any house in the using Zillow. You could, the competitor that actually appreciates agents to what iBuyers do. They protect the agent. You can generate 4 offers before you even sign a listing. So what's the floor for market value? Well, I can get a test for that. Now, you turn those offers down. They're real offers. You can take them, turn them down, whatever. I get it. This exclusive period, you can turn those offers down. Okay, but
like you're saying though too, I mean,
sellers,
you're saving days on market, but like you're not even really testing a true pool
Nicole,
of buyers.
Agents, we all want and need more listings. We want to be able to capture the business from our clients. So it means we need to stay in front of them, front and center when they're thinking about real estate, when they're making a real estate decision. So I love what Reminder Media is doing for agents across the country, producing high quality physical and digital magazines where you can tell a full story about what's going on in your community, what's happening in the market, and reminding people that you are the expert that they should be reaching out to when it comes to making a real estate decision. Reminder Media is a resource that you need in your corner to stay in front of your clients. You also get a free sample magazine by using the link that I'll put right down below. Check out Reminder Media and everything that they have to offer you and helping you stay in front of your clients. Sellers are not negotiating every day. You put one offer in front of them, they want to jump on it. Listen, I don't want to have a lot of dessert. You put a creme brulee in front of me, I'm going to tap. I'm going to post it on IG story, and I'm going to have to.
You may not even eat the creme brulee, but you'll tap the shit out of it.
I will tap. I will not break it on IG, but I will tap. What happens after IG is what happens after.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you put an offer in front of a consumer, they're going to want to tap into it. It's going to be hard to resist. So, I get the point of it, and I get the benefits, certainly for Compass. The Compass form, we talked about this on Knowledge Brokers Podcast. You can go check out the whole thing. We put their form up, we put EXP's form. It doesn't go far enough to really, to me, Nicole, when you have a buyer that says, I'm not doing an inspection, what do you do next? Hey, I get it. We're not going to do an inspection. You want to be competitive. What form do you have them sign?
The form that is part of my purchase and sales agreement that they're not doing it.
You've waived an inspection. Here are all the risks. It's on you.
I usually put it in writing too. Once they say they don't, I'll send an email, just confirming, are you sure? Yeah.
Yeah. I get the point of waiving an inspection. I prefer it not to be a first-time home buyer. Like waiving an inspection, a house investor, somebody who's done multiple flips, somebody who's bought multiple properties, maybe owns in multiple states, knows, been around the block, got some savings, find some really major issue, is going to be comfortable with it, has a contractor back, all these things. I get it. I get why you waive inspection in a competitive environment. I understand the point of it. That being said, signing a waiver to go ahead and do it, this is going to be disclosed, the risks associated. You don't do an inspection, you can't see everything. My eyes don't work. I don't have x-ray vision. So I'm not even taking a position. And so Tommy says, hey, that's fair. I'll take a listen. I said, listen to the whole pod. I don't even take a position on whether I think Compass exclusive should exist or not. I'm not begrudging a business model. Okay. Now, there's a comment. I don't know, Haley, if you can find this. The the buyer ended up commenting on, or
Oh,
the
she said
seller.
hi. No, the seller did.
What else did she say on there?
I think she just said hi. It's me.
Yeah, she said, haha, hey, this is me.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. She didn't say
And
that.
I
She
thought
says, ha ha,
somewhere,
hey, this is me. And she didn't say anything else.
I thought somewhere I found her saying,
DIYW Caitlin.
yeah, I thought I saw her making some more comments, but, you know, she's not jumping in on those comments saying, oh my God, my agent did everything right. Like I knew like over disclosed. She didn't say that in her LinkedIn post, and she didn't say it there.
Well, and she definitely didn't say that she was mad at her agent either.
But listen, she's saying like, I'm relieved it didn't go my agent's way.
Right.
Like she's relieved this thing kind of fell apart. She got $100,000 more money.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I mean, she was also really excited that she got her magic number too. So
Excited but concerned because she's like, hey, I still don't truly know.
right.
Now
for
listen,
sure.
whether you buy this or not, Inman put out a piece. It just came out. It came out today, in fact, Nicole. It says the war over private listings has cost Compass listings and agents. I mean, this would be an example. It didn't cost them this listing, but maybe like this seller would have been like, maybe the seller reacts differently to that and says, I want to fire you could see how that could go. But they just filed a lawsuit in Washington. Like they're going after MLSs. Listen, I'm going to give Robert Reffkin so much credit here. Haley, I want you to post this photo. He put it up yesterday on IG. Nicole, we've done this before. We do it all the time. But to see a brokerage CEO doing it, he pulled up Open Secrets database that you and I have covered this. And he highlights NAR top spenders. Whether they do their own lobbying or hire it out, DC's infamous K Street firms, these organizations spend the most trying to influence government policy. NAR over U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Like me and you talk about this on the Real Word Pod. Robert Reffkin now is sharing this on his Instagram story. What is he saying? He's saying NAR, you spend like drunken sailors and your incompetence is showing up in the areas we need your leadership. What has he said in the last couple of weeks about local boards? He's putting up fines of his agents getting fined for some of the Compass exclusive stuff. He's flipping the bird to these boards, these associations.
Well, he's taking his agents' backs. That's what
100%.
That's what leaders are supposed to do. They're supposed to have their agents' backs, and that's exactly what he's doing.
He's going after MLS. Like he's saying, I'm not afraid of the lawsuits.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of what NAR can do. I'm in full belief of what we're doing here. I don't care who comes after me. In fact, I'm going to be pretty public and open about it. Come after me.
Well, now he's like, I'm going to come after you.
Yeah. And so private exclusive or properties, the company markets exclusively through its own platform. They're part of the brokerage's 3-phase marketing strategy. I think everybody should have a 3-phase marketing strategy. It shouldn't be an exclusive up front. Like maybe it should, or maybe it shouldn't, whatever. But having strategies like this is pretty smart. And so, they're going after this MLS, Northwest MLS. Northwest MLS has previously defended its act. They shut off Compass's IDX feed. You're going to have a lot of this going on. Compass believes that they should have the ability to get on Zillow's. What did Revkin post? He said, Zillow, what if Google said, if you post somewhere else, you can't come on Google. You can post that previous comment that we talked about, Haley, that's out there. But Inman now saying, hey, they're losing some agents over this fight. They're losing some listings over it. Most agents I talk to are taking a lot of the stance, like we saw in the comments, like, hey, you guys don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't understand it. I'm not seeing an exodus. I guess maybe they're a public traded company. We're going to see the numbers. I haven't really seen too many agents at all from Compass really show any concerns about this battle that their brokerage is going to be in the middle of. It seems like the industry's going through a little bit of tribalism, Nicole. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
For sure.
And if you're wearing one team's jersey, you're just going to go with it. You're wearing another team's jersey, you're going to go with that. Like, I think all of this creates opportunity. You got to know about it so you can argue against it, for it, whatever. But this is the stuff that's coming out. It's going to continue to come out. And listen, this isn't the end of these battles. This is only going to accelerate. Biggest story of the year. It'll remain the biggest story of the year. A lot of lawsuits. Robert Reffkin showing he's not afraid of any of them. You got some brokerages going the other way. They want to stay NAR. They want to stay as far away from litigation as possible. Robert Reffkin's leaning into it. Nicole.
I mean, I love it.
Any final thought? You got any memes to share? Any final thoughts?
Any memes? No, I already shared my meme on Instagram.
Nicole tags me in this thing and says, read it out. Let's post it for anyone that missed it. Hey, by the way, follow Nicole on Instagram.
Oh my gosh. So I used to be Nicole White Realtor and I changed it to Nicole White CT. And now there's a girl that follows me and she's Nicole White Realtor.
She took it.
Follow
Nicole, Nicole.ct, NicoleWhite.ct
yeah.
on IG. Give her a follow over there. She posts this and tags me in it over the weekend.
Yeah, it says dream job, the host on the podcast who is there to react to the other host who actually did research. I mean,
yeah, but
no truer words.
No truer words. Somebody ripped me recently in the comments like, Nicole's on the ground.
I'm on the ground. What am I doing on the ground?
Like ground.
What am I doing?
I'm paraphrasing, like ground floor, dealing with face-to-face clients and all this. Like, I think sometimes people forget that like we have a team of 55, 57 agents.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty plugged into this stuff too. But I get
they're
it.
saying that you're out of touch.
Nicole's more in touch.
I'm the cool one.
I'm doing the research. You're cool.
I'm
you're
still doing it.
You're in the living rooms. Not laying on the floor in the living room, but in the living room.
I would if I needed to.
If you were like trying to figure out if there's hardwood under the carpet.
No, I have, or like I'm the same size as a queen bed.
Oh, by the way, follow Nicole on Instagram if you want to like get her journey of redoing
my
her
kitchen renovation.
If you've been following the real world long, Nicole, nobody does renovations better than Nicole, but she's renovating her entire personal kitchen right now. You get to follow that journey on her IG. So much
pressure. Everyone's like, I can't wait to see it. I'm like, it's quite boring. I apologize.
I can't wait to see it either because Nicole did my kitchen in my Connecticut house. And if her kitchen comes out better than mine, we're going to have problems.
No.
But of course,
I will tell you though, your kitchen is like I feel like I tested a lot of things out in your kitchen to make sure that it was right for my kitchen.
Good. So. I was the test case, and then all the stuff that didn't work, I won't see that in Nicole's kitchen.
So I tweaked it a little bit. Yeah,
it's like a Compass exclusive. Hey, if it doesn't work out here, well, now we'll do it right when we go to the MLS.
Exclusive, yeah.
Hey, it didn't work. Sorry, it didn't work out on your kitchen. You got to live with it for the next 10,
I didn't
20.
like that, so I'm not going to put it in mine. Yeah, that's exactly what your kitchen was for me.
I'm the exclusive where the mistakes can happen, and your kitchen's like going on the MLS, going so everybody, it's going to be perfect.
Yep.
Market wins. Market always wins.
Always wins.
Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time. Keep it real.
See you guys.